At some point today I had an idea of what this video was supposed to be, but now it's 11 o'clock at night and I've posted a blog post for the first time in well over a month, I'd say. When did I post my last one? It's been 2 months. My bad. Sorry, all you blog followers. It's been a while since I made a video. Been quite a year. I guess that's why I'm making a video. It's the end of an old year, the beginning of a new one. We must conform to society some way. I'm out of tea. I'll be back. I'm back. And I have tea. I also put socks on. They have squirrels. Why am I so everything today? I guess I just wanted to talk about 2018. It was about 3 years long, is what 2018 was. And I'm pretty sure the entire internet is in agreement on that. Like, the Winter Olympics were not last February, they were at least 4 years ago. It feels weird because 2018 is the first year that I've had like a very well documented series of what happened in the year because of this friend that I drew on all year, which I guess brings me to the first big thing of 2018. 2018 is when I discovered I'm an artist, or it's when I became an artist, technically. In a month, I'm hoping and planning to have a much more in-depth video just about my drawing, because it was a very, very impactful thing on my year, and I'd like to do like a year of drawing once I've actually done a January of calendar sketches, because this January is blank because I started in February and I was terrible. I'd say a lot of why I can look back at 2018 and be happy is because of my drawing. There are other things, like I can look back and be happy because 2018 is the year I really discovered Dungeons and Dragons. I started playing a game with my siblings actually last December. It was December 22nd. And we've played that game 3, maybe 4 times. And it was like, alright, whatever. Then in February, I got curious about a streamed D&D show. That's kind of where it all started. D&D has been a driving force of this last year for me. I've started playing several games. It's not D&D, but I joined a podcast, Written in Stone. You should listen. We're all a bunch of dorks. And I play a little punk who's also a giant nerd, but she tries to keep that a secret from most everyone. D&D has influenced my art. It's helped me push past where I'm comfortable and try new things, and I can draw people now, which wasn't a thing, anywhere near a thing I did in the beginning. I did a fair bit of traveling this year. My little sister and I, in February, went to the premiere of Final Space in Nashville because I had the weekend off and we could. It almost destroyed my car, which was probably a warning sign. Either October or November, my car died for real and for permanent, so I got my little traveling buddy here. He has come on every like road trip or overnight stay since I got him. He makes a very nice traveling squish. He's also very comforting when game masters are mean. I don't think I did any traveling over the summer. I had fun over the summer, working at the library, making my drawings, watching and playing D&D. The summer is when I was really playing a lot. Well, now I'm playing a lot too, because I joined another game. Because I have no self-control. In August, I made a trip out to Oregon to visit my older sister. It was the first time I'd been to Oregon without the rest of my family. I went with a friend to Hank Green's book tour, where I acquired that brick that I haven't read yet because I have commitment issues with books. Mostly, not really commitment issues. Again, it's the issues I have with books is that I work at a library, and again, I have little to no self-control. So I check them all out. And then I have 40 books checked out, and I'm reading 10 of them. Oh, but 3 other ones are due before the 10 I'm reading, so I'm going to start those, but I don't finish them in time, so then I'm reading 13 books, and that has been most of my 2018. The problem really started in 2017, but it got out of hand in 2018. So maybe that's what I should talk about. I should talk about my reading habits for 2018, 2019. What do I plan on doing for this next year that's different from last year? So last year I had a goal to read 100 books, and I achieved that goal, which means I read one more book this last year, than 2017. And I am not gonna do that again. Not because I don't think I can read 100 books in this next year, but because there was always a certain amount of guilt when I was reading, like, oh, I should be doing creative things, or vice versa. When I was doing creative things, like, oh, I should be reading, that book's due tomorrow. It didn't keep me from enjoying the books, but it did make reading slightly more stressful than it needs to be. So my goal for 2019 is 50 books, which I will probably most likely surpass because, again, I work at a library and I have 40 books checked out at this moment. I'm wanting to get the number of books I'm reading more under control. It's gotten better because the last few weeks in December I was more focused on finishing books I'm already reading than chasing due dates. So I forgot where this whole rambling mess started, along with getting the number of books I'm in the middle of under control. Making sure I'm actually reading books I own, like an absolutely remarkable thing. Or I have the last book in the Magnus Chase series that I got whenever that came out. Where is the copyright page? There you are. 2017. So this is well overdue. I need to read this. But I haven't because it's a book I own. So there's not a due date. I'd also like to get more regular in posting. I did that whole year of creativity that I ended in November. I could have kept it going, but I was feeling there were a lot of things going on. By the time November came around, I had accomplished it, and I was still being creative because I had those habits. Maybe not every day, but I continued the calendar sketches because I haven't done a year of those yet. I have a month to go, and I'll probably just continue doing those into eternity because they're a lot of fun and a really cool way of being able to look back at my year and know, like, oh, that was a day that I actually experienced something fun, or I just drew a pattern. Guess that was the day I stayed in bed and watched YouTube all day. I do stuff on those days, but it's not anything that's worth drawing because there are only so many ways you can draw yourself drawing before you start to go insane. This is why I write scripts for myself. Otherwise, I ramble and I lose track of what I was talking about and go down rabbit trails and mutter. Do a lot of muttering and mumbling. I'm not sure what it'll look like. It'd be nice to set up some kind of schedule for myself. I know that's kind of setting myself up for failure. And I don't know what a regular schedule would look like since I have so many different projects that I do on top of trying to work. So I don't know if it would be a once a week I post something. One thing I've been thinking about starting this year is a little day in the life webcomic based solely on little self-portraits I've done. I did a couple for Inktober, one of which is the icon of my YouTube channel now, and literally everything because I love it. At some point I'll draw something I love more, and then that'll be the icon of everything. Also, for December, I drew a lot of self-portraits. snapshots in my calendar. And I think it'd be kind of fun to do a weekly one of those as kind of a webcomic that's not on the calendar, that's on like actual real paper or with digital art. I've been gifted a drawing tablet, which is across the room, or I would show it to you, that I've started to play with. I'm not that great yet because I'm still learning, but it'll be fun and I'm excited to explore that world a little more. I'm also hoping to do more art streams, especially now that I have the drawing tablet, because that means it's a little easier to have good camera work. Having a specific time would help a lot, and hopefully I'd be able to do a couple of those a week. I guess this just turned into like a reflection / goals video, which it's been a while since I've made one of those, so I guess it was time, maybe? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making it up as I go along, even more so today than I normally am. 2018 wasn't always a fun time, but I like the person it made me. Sometimes it's hard to have hope in this world, because it's kind of a dumpster fire a lot of the time, but I really do hope 2019 has good things in store. And even if it has bad things, just like 2018, there's always something good for it. Sometimes the good doesn't outweigh the bad, but sometimes it doesn't have to. Sometimes a little bit of good goes a longer way than a whole lot of bad. This turned into one of my philosophical free writing sessions. I should stop now. Promise I'll try not to abandon you and leave you with nothing for as long as I did last time. Help keep me accountable, internet. Cannibal? Don't keep me a cannibal. I don't want to be a cannibal. Help keep me accountable, internet. I'm counting on you. I think I should stop talking now. There is a reason I call this the ramble. Bye.